Hey guys, it's me, Miss Mills, and welcome to Mrs. Mills' Math Time. The whole point of this video is to help you out with solving systems by substitution worksheet. So what's going to go on here is I'm going to do two examples on this worksheet. I'm going to show you step by step how to solve them and things like that. I've also added a couple things to this worksheet to help you out in the long run. First thing I added was right here. On this picture, if you click on it, it gives you access to the calculator that I want you all to start using if you haven't already. This is the calculator you'll be using on K-Prep, so it's good to go ahead and start getting used to it. Another thing, I have the directions here, and then on the second slide, I added the steps to solving. I'm going to make this bigger just for funsies. I think that looks better. Alright, so I added the steps to solving on this one, and I hope this helps out as well. And then all the problems are on this third slide. There's only 8 problems, that's why I'm only doing 2 examples. I'm going to do one example from the first 4 where it's a little different, and I'm going to do one example from the last 4 where it's a little different from the first 4. So I'm going to do these 2 examples. If you have any questions afterwards, let me know. I want y'all to try on this, and I know that y'all will be successful. Again, please use this calculator. It's going to help you out, all right? Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So first things first, I want to go over the steps to solving first. First things first is you have to solve one of the equations for y equals if necessary. So in all of these problems, however, all of these problems have at least one that is y equals. You don't have to move anything around in order to solve anything for y equals. I've done that for you. So now we're just going to focus on step 2 and on. Step 2 says you're going to substitute the value for y equals into the second equation for y, okay? And then once we substitute it in, we can solve for x knowing our rules to solving equations. We did, the past couple of weeks. Once we find x, then we can substitute our known value for x into one of the original equations in order to find y. Once we have our x and our y value, we have the ordered pair. And we have our answer. And when you want to check your answer, what you're going to do is you're going to substitute your x and y value into one of the problems to make sure it works out. Just like we did on IXL AA1, where you had to, that doesn't sound right. I don't think it was AA1. Let me check real quick. AA1. No, not that one. Let's do this one. Sorry, I forgot. Let me see. Yeah, AA1, IXL AA1, where you have, they gave you an ordered pair and you had to figure out, is it a solution? That's what you'll be doing here to check your work. So, anyway, let's go ahead and do an example then. Alrighty, so the first example I chose was number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and write out that problem, and we'll go ahead and solve it. So number 2 is this one right here. We have y is equal to 2, so we already know what y is equal to. And then it also says 8x minus 5y is equal to 22. Alright, so here's what we want to do. First step is we want to plug in our known y value into this problem in order to solve. So I'm going to substitute this 2 where y is, and then I can solve for x. So I'm going to write out this problem again, 8x minus 5. I'm going to substitute that 2 in there, and that's equal to 22. Awesome. So then I need to solve. First thing, if I can multiply, I need to do that first according to the order of operations. So we're going to take the operation in front of it, so it's going to be negative 5 multiplied by 2. Well, negative 5 multiplied by 2 is going to give me negative 10. I'll bring down my 8x, and I'll bring down that is equal to 22. Now, I have a 2-step equation where I need to get rid of my constant first, and then I need to get rid of the number next to the variable. So, my goal is to solve for x. So I need to get rid of everything on this side that's not x. So I need to get rid of the constant first. To get rid of a negative 10, I have to do the opposite, which is a positive 10. So I'm going to add 10 under it. And whatever I do on one side of the balance beam, I have to do it on the other side as well. And I can solve. So these cancel out, they're opposites, but I'm going to bring down this 8x. And then 22 plus 10 is going to give me 32. And then, again, my last step is I want to get x by itself. Right here, when you have a number next to a variable, remember that means multiplication. So to get x by itself, I have to do the opposite of x getting multiplied by 8, which is dividing it by 8. Again, whatever I do on one side of the balance beam, I have to do it on the other side as well. Okay, then I can solve again. These cancel out. I'll bring down my x value. And then 32 divided by 8 is going to give me 4. All right, so my x value is 4. My y value is 2. So I have solved. Okay. In this case, they already gave me my y value, so I only had to solve for my x value. So now I have it in my ordered pair. So remember, when you have an ordered pair, your first number is always an x, your second number is always a y. So make sure when you write out your ordered pair, you're good to go. And now what I need to do to check is I can substitute this into this problem right here and make sure that it works out. So 8, my x value is 4, minus 5, my y value is 2. That's equal to 22. Well, let's find out. 8 times 4 is 32. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. And that's equal to 22. 32 minus 10 is 22. So 22 is equal to 22. So that works out. Okay? So I substituted my y value in, and I solved for x. So then I had my x and my y value. Once I had those, I plugged them into this equation to make sure it works out. And it did. So 4 and 2 is going to be my answer. That's the ordered pair. That is the solution to this systems of equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my worksheet right here. And under I forgot which one I did, number 2, my answer is, my x value is 4. My y value is 2. So I plug those in and I'm good to go. Guys, I'm not going to do any more examples on the first 4. All of them are exactly like the one I just did, except different numbers. So I want you to practice those. Now I'm going to move on to the last 4 problems, and we're going to do, I forgot which one I wanted to do. Which one did I circle? Yeah, we'll do number 5. Yes, we'll do number 5. Sure, that works. So the same thing, I'm going to write out my problem real quick. So we have y is equal to 9x. This is just a little bit different than the other one. And then y is equal to 4x minus 30. Okay, so let me see how this looks. I'm going to have to move some stuff around. Yeah, that works. All right, so the same thing. We don't have to solve anything for y equals like the first step says, because both of these are already y equals. So you don't have to move anything around. So we can go ahead and do this. Well, when you have y equals a number and then y equals something else, that means that these are equal to each other. They're both equal to y. So this is what I do. Since they're both equal to y, that means they're equal to each other. They're both equal to y. That means they are both the same value. So I have them equal to each other, and then I can solve my multi-step equation, or equations with variables on both sides. I can go ahead and do that. So what I want to do is I want to move all of my variables over here because, remember when you solve equations with variables on both sides, you have to choose a variable side and a constant side. And the variable side is based off of which variable is worth more. Well, 9 is bigger than 4, so I'm going to make this my variable side. And so this will be my constant side. So that means I want to move all of my variables, so I want to move this 4x over here. So to move a positive 4x, I have to do the opposite, which is subtraction. So under it, I'm going to put subtraction by 4x. Whenever I do on one side of the balance beam, I have to do it on the other side as well. All right, so 9 minus 4 is going to give me 5x. These cancel out because they're opposites. And I'm going to bring down this negative 30. All right, now my last step is to get x by itself. This is 5 is getting multiplied by x, so I have to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I'm going to divide it by 5. Whatever I do on one side of the balance beam, I have to do it on the other side as well. These cancel out, they're opposites, so I'm going to bring down this x value. And then negative 30 divided by 5 is going to give me negative 6. So great, I have my x value now. Okay, so I'm going to write down my ordered pairs. I have my x value, it's negative 6. Now I need to find my y value. Okay, so what I have to do is I'm going to substitute this x value into either one of these equations, it doesn't matter, in order to find y. I'm going to choose the equation that I think is going to be the easiest. And me personally, I think this one would be 10 times easier because you only have to do one thing. You just have to multiply. So I'm going to plug in this x value into this equation to solve for y. So over here, I'm going to write out y is equal to 9, and I'm going to substitute my x value, and I like to do that in parentheses just to make it look easier. I'm just going to multiply these values. 9 multiplied by negative 6 is going to give me negative 54. So that is my y value. And then I can check by substituting these into one of these equations in order to make sure, hey, it works out. And again, I'm going to choose the easiest problem. I'm going to choose this one right here. So my y value is negative 54. Bring down this 9, and I'm going to substitute my x value in, and I'm going to make sure that these work out. So 9 multiplied by negative 6, well, we just did that. That is equal to negative 54. So that means negative 54 is equal to negative 54. Therefore, it works. This is the solution to these systems of equations. Negative 6 and negative 54. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my worksheet, and I'm going to say, hey, on number 5. My x value is negative 6. My y value is negative 54. And guys, that is going to be the only 2 examples I'm going to help you with on this worksheet. If you need any extra help, let me know. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all later. Bye.